Hello everyone, my name is Ammar Younas. I am CEO of IMO Innovation Consultants. IMO Innovation Consultants is a boutique digital transformation consultancy. At IMO Innovation Consultants, we provide innovative consulting, digital services, trainings, networking opportunities, as well as a full suite of skills that is essential to unlock the growth potential of individuals, enterprises, state bodies, and educational institutions. We have almost concluded our first season of IMO Talks. The purpose of these talks is to introduce you with different experts, their areas of expertise, and different services which we offer. Another purpose of these talks is to engage students, academicians, experts, state officials, and general public to inspire them, to motivate them, and to seek their feedback. We have been discussing a number of topics from social sciences, applied sciences, and humanities, ranging from economics, chemistry, physics, motivation, soft skills, technology, philosophy, history, education, and so on. The topic of today's talk is emerging educational technologies during and after COVID-19. And for discussion, we have a very special guest, our expert with us, Dr. Maria Khan. Dr. Maria Khan is an educationalist, social organizer, trainer, radio presenter, academician, and researcher. She has earned a PhD in educational leadership and policy from Beijing Normal University. Her area of research interest include educational leadership and management, knowledge management, educational philanthropy, literacy education, and conflict studies. Thank you very much, Dr. Maria, for joining us. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm good. Thank you, Ammar, for this detailed introduction of me. And I'm really grateful to you and to your whole IMO team, the Talks consultants team, who have organized this creative and constructive platform where different experts and professionals are coming and sharing their knowledge and their expertise and educating people as well.
Thank you very much. Pleasure is all ours. If you are ready, we can start our presentation.
Yeah, sure. Today's topic, as already introduced to you, is education technology during and after the COVID-19. As I have been introduced by Ammar enough, so there is no need for further introduction. And the flow of the discussion would be ranging from the meaning of the very term, and then we will be moving towards education platforms and tools, details, and the challenges which e-learning and organizational views which would be shared through this discussion. The purpose of the discussion is actually focuses on the remote teaching and learning platforms emerging in education technology during COVID-19. And this talk will serve as a short, practical, informative discussion guide about using education technology tools for institutions, teachers, learners to make online learning and teaching effective. I like to share with you the Andreas Schlager's thoughts about this crisis that which I really liked, and I'm really moved by his words that real change takes place in deep crisis. Surely it is, and you will not stop the momentum that will build. It is a great moment for learning. All the red tape that keeps things away is gone, and people are looking for solutions that in the past they did not want to see. And he's right as well, as we all are witness that the COVID-19 is a really serious global infectious disease, which is having alarming death rates worldwide. And we are also witness of the two other previous outbreaks which occurred in 2003 in the form of the SARS, and other family of the same viruses occurred in 2012. But the disease which had death rate and I think the deadliest way of its attack is that it has caused more than deaths as compared to two previous outbreaks, which is alarming as well. And you can see the very death rates of the worldwide in different regions of the world. Here you can have the updated report regarding the deaths in different regions, which is alarming and very depressing as well. When we talk about the COVID-19 crisis, it has not only affected one field or one people or one kind of people, but it has affected every aspect of the human life. And according to the World Bank data, that about 85% countries have closed their schools due to this crisis. And these schools closures have actually led the 1.5 billion children out of the school, and which are badly affected due to this, and the 80% of the total global enrolled learners are affected due to it. And these learners are out of school, and their learning is really affected because of no information or no instruction is coming from the schools because of those closures, and everything is disturbed. And their low learning rate is also occurred as well. To deal this uncertain length of the school closures actually make the different countries and all the countries rather in the worldwide to take them towards the use of the education technology to support the online learning, to continue the learning, so their learning would not be affected much. And they are actually deploying the online learning systems, and they are also organizing the video conferencing, and they are using broadcast media like television. Education television is one of the mode of the teaching as well. The middle and high income environments are using, and those countries who are actually are not able to use the these online systems because of the low connectivity issues, and they are like low income countries and the fragile conflict and violence affected environments. They are facing these difficulties, so they are actually utilizing those resources which are available to their governments or country, and that is the educational radio. And they are actually mitigating with the situation by utilizing those technologies which are already present there. UNESCO data corresponds that the nationwide closures of education institutions have now affected highly number of the learners, and the governments are actually facing these closures of education institutions, and they should mitigate with this situation by using existing technology. When these closures of the schools occurred, the responses of the learners, responses of the students also are very important. And one of the case study I can share with you in the form of this video. You can see, let's have a look.
Excuse me, Dr. Maria, there is some issues with the sound. Can you hear the sound?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, but we cannot hear. Okay, we will be able to share this video later on in comments.
Okay. Because of this situation, the crisis which occurred, and we are going through it, that this actually threatened the education progress worldwide. And we are observing the two major shocks. One is the closure of the institutions, and the other one is the economic recession. countries need to move quickly to support their continued learning, and they can mitigate the damage and even turn recovery into a new opportunity. The policy responses from different governments, which and different countries, they can be summarized in two overlapping phases. One is the coping stage, through which we are going through now, and the second one is the managing continuity, and third is improving accelerating. Actually, the first stage under which we are going, in coping stage, we are actually trying to respond as better and in a possible way as we can. And countries actually should build back themselves better, and they should use the effective crisis recovery strategies as well as the basis for long-term improvements in areas like student assessments, their teaching pedagogies, technology, financing, and then parental involvement, which is really, really important in this phase, because the students are sitting at home and getting their education online and through one or the other learning management system. So this is very important that parenting role is also changed a bit. The educational technology team of the World Bank has given 5 principles for remote learning during COVID-19, and that they say that um, they should know about the countries should know about the education technology support remote learning, that why it occurred, why the schools are stopped, and the home learning home learning is very important during this stage. And then the design for the scale for the intervention must be for the scale of all the children as well. And this means which means that as I already mentioned as well, that the using technology, the already existing technology that you should use in the country. And the second one is the non-technology and the low technology solutions towards this situation. And another one is the combining technologies for multi-modal delivery, such as radio with text messaging. And the third principle is empowering teachers. Actually, technology should enhance teachers' access to content, data, and expertise to improve teaching and learning. In most cases of COVID-19 based remote learning, the parent is also a teacher as well at the same time. Their role is doubled now as a parent and as a teacher at home. And then another fourth principle is to engage the ecosystem. The education system should take a whole of the government and multi-stakeholder approach, but both inside and outside the system. They must bring together stakeholders like telecom companies, publishers, local educational technology startups, radio and TV stations. And the last principle is the generation of, or the building up the feedback mechanism to collect, analyze, and respond to feedback, and to collect the data on student learning needs to be during the school. And the schools should be open to identify the learning losses during this crisis, because it is obvious that they are lagging behind in learning processes as well, because the change of the instruction is bringing both teacher and learner in a new situation, so which is not easy for them to understand as well. Now coming towards education technology, it actually involves business and industry, including vendors, consumers, manufacturers of different hardware, software, assistive technologies, and books, such as learning media, which incorporates in the education technology. And when we talk about the education technology, we talk about the 21st century skills as well, like media literacy, communications, web collaborations, and which includes especially the web and the communication, which includes social networking, email, texting, cell phones, and the copyright as well. The copyright issues fall in the ethics and the social issues. We will talk about it later. But the 21st century skills in which the communication, e-communication is very, very important and very, I think, needed to be improved for more collaboration and other things as well. And then education technology actually requires leadership as well from teachers. from administrators, from consultants who are providing guidance and the professional development as well. And our higher education institutions are also providing the academic programs and as well as the scholarly research. And these researchers actually also improve the academic programs, that how to deal with the new emergence of the things in the field. So leadership which requires from the education technology is another thing which is very, very important. And when we talk about the instructional design in education technology, it includes assistive technologies, it includes course structures, and in learning and also the learning theories. In learning theories, actually the decides about the identity of the teacher as well as identity of the teacher students as well, because it decides that what kind of instruction should be given to the students and what learning would take place and an outcome would be taken place from this learning. And another thing is the course structures such as blended learning, face-to-face learning, and e-learning. And when we talk about the e-learning is the method of delivery which is total from the traditional classroom, which is face-to-face. But the e-learning is the learning process in which the internet is very important, and rather than very important as compared to the face-to-face classroom. In face-to-face classroom as well, we can use e-learning, but when we talk about e-learning, it is totally different from physical classroom learning. And e-learning is of two types. One is the synchronous learning, and the other one is the asynchronous learning. In synchronous learning, learners typically log on to the e-learning platforms such as the web conferencing or webinar tool and engage with the instructor and peers. On this platform, learners gather at a specific time and date to broaden their understanding of the topic. And in asynchronous learning, which can occur at any time, anywhere, learners are able to complete their modules wherever they like, regardless of whether other members of the class are logged on or not. They are given the tools and information they need, and they must decide when how they will use these online resources to achieve their learning goals. For more understanding for synchronous learning, the live presentation, virtual classroom, live text, and the chat and instant messages fall into the category of the first category. And the other is the asynchronous, in which student in their own space, they have to complete with given instruction and information on a specific platform. They have to fulfill the quizzes, polls, emails, etc. So now, coming towards the key components for online learning, in which the platforms, of course, are the containers of the content, which are used to facilitate communication, collaboration, and assessment. And the second component of the e-learning is to content. Like digital content is some text messages, videos, audio, and packed in various formats such as PDF, EPUB, podcasts, and this content is given through the platforms, which can be any platform, any learning management system. When we talk about the hosting, it's about it refers to the technologies which store the platform and the content on a computer system. It can delivered over the internet, for example, any local university or private cloud. These fall in the hosting category. We understand about the fourth component, that it's connectivity, it's internet. And when we talk about the connectivity, if it's available, then the data or the content can be utilized. And this connectivity in the low or middle resource context connect to the online learning with limited internet. Even students are using their mobile phones for the internet connection. And there is another issue of the equity regarding it, and affordability as well. And then when we talk about the training and sport, which is a very important component in e-learning, it is very critical as well, because teacher and learner needs training to absorb this e-learning process of teaching and learning, to understand it, and to navigate through this learning process as well smoothly. It is a critical sport for students and teachers during this transition to remote online learning. Online teachers actually needs training, and which it can give them skills how to deal in the teaching methodology in e-learning, in e-teaching as well. There are various benefits of online learning, but I am mentioning here on some of the benefits. Like, it gives us abundance of information on our fingertips, and variety of formats are available, like ebooks, videos, presentations, different websites are available, and then access to resources anywhere and any time we can utilize it. And we have engaged and motivated students because different kind of instruction is being used, and different formats are used to meet needs of the students, and flexible schedules it offers as well. And then there is another thing, blended kind of learning are also involved in e-learning, in which some part we can have in a classroom, and some part we can do in our own, in student space. We are teachers are giving the space to students as well, that give them like more understanding towards the topic. And so, where there are benefits, there are challenges as well. E-learning have a possible, and based on the connectivity. If everyone has access, they can get the benefit of it. And the limited social interaction then appears when we are doing e-learning. Then technology cost is another thing, which is another a big challenge to learners. Scheduling is another thing, which is sometimes really slow down the process, because everyone is not available, on the same time, or anything can occur. And then the plagiarism, another thing which is possible because of this e-learning. And sorting through the information that for reliable sources is one of the challenge, that the source which I am exploring is reliable or not. And the most important thing is this, which is the challenging one in e-learning, is how to make the lessons more creative and more critical for learners, because critical thinking is not to develop a critical thinking in students is not very easy job. And when we are doing e-teaching, in which the creativity is very essential for teacher, where the lessons should be motivating one. So it is a time-consuming effort. It is a time-consuming thing which teachers and students both can face in it. And now I'm coming towards education platforms and tools which are possible and which are governments and using in the process of this e-learning. These resources are actually utilized by the countries according to their affordability, according to their easiness, and suiting to their cultures as well. Over 30 countries have deployed some form of interactive radio instruction, in which Latin America and Caribbean countries are using it. Asia is using, in which the Pakistan as well is using the education radio. African countries are using it. And actually, this education radio can be deployed for countries with their already existing education radio programs, and which may not be a rapid option for countries without existing programs, of course. But radio is effective in all cases of communication with parents and teachers, for example, providing daily tips and schedules that support learning. But there is another thing which is challenging towards education radio is that a good script is needed to have a better impact, to give a good impact to the students' learning, and it requires scheduling. It can take time to develop scripts, because for countries without radio programs or the skills, it is not possible. And of course, the radio is easiest and the I think inexpensive as well for the countries who are low-income countries. The second one is education television. TV is actually being currently used by the plus 60 countries for remote learning during the COVID-19 crisis. And TV broadcast can be possible terrestrial or by the satellite, as well as streamed online, and possibly the fastest tool to deploy, especially for lecture-based classes, which can be recorded and then they can be seen later. And it can have more than one channel to reach multiple grades and subjects. The challenges towards the education television are again a good script. It needed good production as well, and only useful. But this education television is only useful for those areas with TV presentation, where it has access. And the completion with news and entertainment for children and attention is another thing which is very challenging for this kind of technology. You can see the two images which I have shared here. The one is the Ministry of Education, Culture and Science and Sports of Morocco, who are using this education television, and the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development also using, and they have their broadcast for the learners who can afford it and who can get the no, if I'm excuse me. Now I'm sharing some of the contents and the repositories which are being utilized by different institutions, including higher education institutions, middle and primary as well. And the details of these online resources I want to share in this in a table form, which is the first one is the Open Education Resource Commons. It is a freely accessible online library that allows teachers and others to search and discover open educational resources, and these are freely freely available instructional materials. It is available in both offline and online, and it has a mobile app as well, and all the primary to graduate levels materials are available on this platform. Cricket is another very productive platform. It is an open education service. It provides open education resources primarily in support of K-12 education and curricula and instructional materials for teachers, professionals, educators, students, lifelong learners, and parents as well. It is available for all kind of learners. And then another platform is Learning Resource Exchange, a European school-led product. This enables schools to find education content from many different countries and providers. It offers access to a network of learning content repositories and associated tools that travel well and can be used by teachers in different countries. Some other platforms are Project Gutenberg, Kenya Education Cloud. Sabak is one of the platforms which is used in Pakistan. It provides video lectures that are focused on the Pakistani curriculum and delivered in simple Urdu, which is the national language of the Pakistan, and that can be easily understandable for learners in all corners of Pakistan. Their videos cover all topics and all education boards, and it is also available in DVD form. Some other platforms are Stand By Me, iTunes U. iTunes U is also offering lectures and learning materials from K-12 to higher education. Where state and national education departments provide content for both students and educators. Then Gaia Educa Digital, it is a digital library and network. One can explore it and have the open access of the resources, and can join the network of educators dedicated to curriculum. And the online courses, which is another platform gateway to open learning for Latin America and Caribbean. It is available for higher education learners, which is the target group. And then it is available in online form and different subjects. You can see the list of the subjects of almost in all these, for all these platforms. The last platform which I am sharing here is the Directory of Open Educational Resources, a product of the Commonwealth universities and educational institutions that provide open education resources for higher education, open schooling, teacher education, technical and vocational skills development. Along with the teaching learning platforms, there are training platforms as well. Likewise, We Love Learning, which actually train students to listen towards the adults to read loud in a public space on a routine basis. And it is actually available in 2 languages. One is English and another one is Arabic. The CEL-Ed is another training platform through which the learner-centered skills-based learning a program is available there. And this is synchronous, and it has both in desktop and mobile app form. It has a free a version which is available in two languages. One is English and another one is Spanish. Adobe Spark Video is one of another training platform. One of the most exciting ways for students to engage in content is to practice their own teaching in themselves. They create a video through this app, and they use for their own instructional videos, and it has already made templates. Some are already made templates are available on this training platform, which includes excuse me, which can reinforce the learning. They have done throughout the year. They can create such kind of videos through this platform. It is available in English language only. There are video conferencing systems which are utilized by the different institutions for this e-teaching or learning, and like Google Hangouts, Big Blue Button, Jitsi, Amazon Chime, GoToMeeting, Microsoft Teams, which is among which the Microsoft Teams is the most common for higher education institutions. Google Hangouts as well. Google Hangouts is a unified communication service that enables text, voice, or video chats in one-on-one in or group form. It built into a Gmail, YouTube, Google Drive, plus there's Handouts apps for iOS, Android, and the web. It is available in both desktop and mobile form, and it is also free. Some other platforms for assessment, because whenever there is teaching and learning is occur, the assessment is very essential as well. So for which these platforms are available, you can utilize it. Qualtrics, which provides a downloadable application for offline service that allow for survey and assessment validation on a mobile device without an internet connection. It provides the offline connectivity. It is available in English, Spanish, French, and Portuguese and Italian as well. The Edulastic is another assessment platform permits teachers to create enhanced computer-based assessments. Tangerine Central actually is early grade reading and mathematics assessment tool, and it can also organize the interview with students, teachers, and principals. It is an open resource data collection software optimized for use on mobile devices and in low resource contexts. The last platforms which I'm sharing here is SmartZap. It provides a computer-based on online adaptive learning tool for mathematics, science, and reading. It is available in English, and the Tangerine Central is available in English, French, and Russian, Arabic language, and the Jordanian Ammar language as well. The file manager platforms, we also need to manage our notes. We also organize our tasks. We also need to archive our work. So Evernote is a very, I think, good platform for this for organizing our tasks, and it is also available in different languages, which is the very plus point of it. And the Seesaw is another file manager platform. Students use this built-in annotation tools to capture what they know in Seesaw's digital portfolio, and this is available in English language. Now let's talk about the learning management systems. Canvas and Canvas Network is one of the very popular learning management system, and it provides place and platform where teachers and students and institutions worldwide can connect and chart their own course for personal growth and professional development as well. Edpuzzle is one of the another learning platform. Moodle is also very popular among countries, in which the Pakistan is also using Moodle for learning, for teaching in different universities. And it is an open resource platform used for blended learning, distance education, flipped classroom, and other e-learning projects in schools, universities, workplaces, and other sectors. And above all, these all three learning management systems are free. Here I'm sharing some of the active learning online tools which can occur through the during these learning management systems along with them. And these learning management tools can make the learning more effective and more engaging and motivating. Among which Kahoot, it creates the interactive games through quizzes, Mentimeter, Poll Everywhere, Ooglap, and quizzes, Padlet, and Zoom chat. And the Poll Everywhere actually collect the feedback interactively, and quizzes, it create the interactive online quizzes and games. The other online learning platforms like Zoom and its breakout room, collective document, Moodle discussion forum, which is a platform to which organize discussion threads, in which you can see the discussion of the class, all the students through that thread. Here, I am sharing the organization views, like association, one of the organization association for Education, Communications and Technology, which concern primarily with the design and use of messages with control and learning process. International Society for Performance Improvement, designing, developing and implementing instruction matched to carefully identified needs. Then Instructional Technology Education Association, preparing students for workforce. And the last one is the International Society for Technology in Education, encompassing both instruction and support and application for computers. Here I'm sharing some of the key resources which can be utilized for better effective learning, and which you people can utilize, and also provide you the guidance notes on it. I'm closing my lecture with this, with the saying of, again, with Andreas Schlager, that if you don't know how to learn on your own, if you don't know how to manage your time, if you don't have any intrinsic motivation, you won't be very successful in this environment. We need to be very creative, and we need to learn on our own, which is very important and very effective. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Maria, for this very comprehensive lecture, very comprehensive summarized version of everything what is happening right now in education world. There were so many new things even for me. I didn't know that there are different categories beside these learning management systems. There are so many other things. And thank you very much for introducing our audience with the different tools, resources, techniques, and tricks which are available. And also, I will appreciate your approach that you have highlighted not only the empirical but the theoretical dimensions of the topic as well. And since the presentation was very interesting and we have so many questions, and the first question is that usually we talk about from the student perspective. What are some of the teaching technologies you think they are available or they are needed, or we should equip our teachers with those teaching technologies?
Actually, the teaching technologies which I have shared here, some of the which are assistive technologies, which are very important in any like form of teaching, whether it's face-to-face and in e-learning. These technologies actually which create the environment of different, in which the problem-based, inquiry-based, and the project-based learning can take place. And those actually, sorry for the interruption. These technologies actually help the students to learn effectively and to create their learning skills more and more better. And when you talk about the educational technology, it actually not only bring the curriculum and the instructional design to in the line, but it also align the identity and the very learning identity of this teacher and the student in the classroom as well. So I think the education technology actually create that kind of communication which bring which bring towards the learner and very effective and very important kind of platform which bring the students towards more effective learning. Actually.
Yes, and then the other question is that definitely due to the pandemic there are so many logistical issues, and some countries they are doing very well. Like you gave the example of Pakistan, that they are using this Sabak platform you talked about. Um, I was just thinking that why it is a problem that the most of the institutions they are unable to deploy different teaching techniques, different teaching technologies during this pandemic, because most of the institutions they are importing from somewhere. There are very less institutions who are deploying their own teaching technologies.
Yeah, actually, it's all about the affordability. It's all about the culture of that institutions, which is not suiting them, because of which they are not deploying those resources which other countries or other institutes are applying. They actually try to manage or try to follow those resources only which are actually coming under their access, which is actually suitable to their own teaching design, or to their instruction design, or their whole teaching philosophy as well. Because of which some of the institutions are using one type of technology, and some of the institutions are using the other type of technology. And the actually it also based on the choice of the that platform, or that technology which those institutions or those governments or countries are actually adopting for it. And it is actually not like if you are using one type of technology and I should use that one, but it cannot be possible, because when it is coming towards the social issues attached with this education technology, in which the belief system, in which the diversity of the learners also another challenge to using that technology tool, or that kind of instruction tool. So it is very important taking into consideration the very culture, or very need and the demand of that use of the technology tool. So it is only not only basing the very the copying thing, but it is also important the choice of the institution, and the that organization or whatever, they actually used to adopt those kind of technologies only which are suiting them. It is not like copying only.
Yeah, so basically it is the matter of personal choice of the institution.
And
Just
suitability as well.
so considering their capacity. Talking about the capacity building, you also highlighted this issue, and there are so many new things to learn. But one of the biggest problem is our unskilled faculty members. And the transition period when the pandemic started, it was very small, that institutions were unable to train them. Now it is a problem, and you might have seen this video going viral on social medias, in which a teacher in India, he is teaching, and some students are making fun of him. So definitely it is because of the you know, some of the unskilled people who are in you know, in our educational system. So how we can cope up with this problem? I mean, there is no time to conduct trainings once again, and we cannot hire, you know, highly skilled professionals. So what do you think that how we can you know, hand on to these technologies by unskilled faculty members?
Actually, one should take the responsibility of learning own by own. As long as you have listened to my lecture in the end, I shared that own your own learning is the one thing which is very much needed in this time, because the e-learning tool is something which nobody can come to you and put your hands on it and you will be expert on it. It's not only this thing. It is one side that you are going to be trained, and the other side of this is, if you are trained or not trained, the thing is that how you are actually approaching those technologies, how you are utilizing it, how you are actually try to learn through on your own. And the most important thing is this, that when that faculty, the new faculty or the untrained faculty is facing this e-learning, they are actually learned people. They are not people who are actually don't know about the technology and their first time they are learning it, that in education or in any other fields they are only having this coming across with the technology. In all walk of life we are facing the technology, so they have to realize that technology tools, they need to explore it, they need to use it. So they have to overcome the lacking capabilities which are coming across them. So one thing they can do, that they can approach those people within the faculty who are trained. They should collaborate. Why the collaboration is very much important in educational arena? It is important because when you collaborate, you learn new things. If you are not trained in case, then what thing you can do, you can collaborate, you can get the cooperation of your senior fellows who are trained, and you can learn from them, or you can sit and you can learn on your own. So this is how the new faculty or the untrained faculty can get themselves acquainted with the new technology, or can get themselves aware of the technology which they have to use in the classrooms now, because it is something which is not given to them. It is something which is imposed due to this crisis. So as long as this crisis is going and we are under the coping stage, we are coping up with this process of problem. So because of which we most of the learners are learning through their own capabilities, through their own abilities, through their own um,
Basically this is the matter of
motivation of
putting
learning.
your own
Yes,
individual efforts. Yeah.
yes. This is there is a case which I want to mention here, is that in Tunisia there is they have organized one of the Tech Age Teacher project, which actually equip teachers for technology skills, and which they are using in teaching. So the same thing in different countries they are doing for their faculties. Like in Pakistan, the Higher Education Commission is organizing the faculty development program, and the faculty development program, why they launched it, because they know that when the new members will be coming, they are coming across with the new technology, new teaching methods and things. So they have to be trained. So this is something also a responsibility of the institution as well. They should not leave their faculty untrained. They should not just ignore them. They should create a system inside the system institution to manage it, to
Yes.
deal with
Uh,
it.
there is another question from Mr. Tahir Iqbal Khan. He's asking that what should be the minimum cohort level for assessment of student learning?
What should be the your voice is disrupted.
Minimum cohort level for assessment of student learning. Maybe you can just summarize the importance of student assessment by using the technologies, because we all know that the assessment is previously it was being done manually and it was a mechanical labor, but by utilizing the technology, what do you think, the student assessment system has improved, the quality has improved or not?
I think it's when coming towards first towards the question of the direct ball, that what is the level. Actually, it is available for all levels, and they can actually on Kahoot they can organize the quizzes through Kahoot. It up to their actually need as well, that how much they want to assess it. And the assessment which we are talking about, the how much it is improved, it is, of course it is improved through these technology, these tools, because these tools are available for improving already existing assessment methods, because it becomes these are introduced to improve those already existing methods of the assessments. So I think it's improved. It's not like we cannot say that it's not improved, because it's through these assessment tools which are available on our single tip of the finger. These are actually easiest way of assessing now. It's not that much difficult, and the more number of students can be easily assessed now.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Maria. And the last question is, since you know that IMO Innovation Consultants have two other domains, IMO Innovation Sea Change, in which we are helping institution to digitalize themselves, and also we have IMO Innovation Soft Cottage, in which we help institutions to develop software solutions, including educational institutions. We help them to make these educational technologies. So since you are our lead expert, if an educational institution approaches us, what kind of services we can provide them?
Okay. I think when somebody is coming to us, we can provide them consultancy services. We can give them the we can cooperate with them. So as long as I'm sitting in an institute and some like your consultancy is being approached by us, or you are coming to us, then I'm there to cooperate. I'm there to communicate between the institution and you.
Yes. So basically we can provide the customized solutions for the
Yeah,
institution.
customized solutions as well can be provided through this communication.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maria, for your precious time. It was a very comprehensive presentation. We learned a lot from this, and hopefully in future as well, we will have opportunities maybe to organize some trainings and seminars on some specific educational technologies to facilitate not only our faculty members, but institutions and parents and students as well. And thank you very much for the audience for joining us this morning. We will be back once again with another topic. Until then, goodbye and take care.
Thank you.